Alright then, let's jump back into this topic. YouTube, COPPA and the FTC. What does made for kids actually mean? Let's investigate.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
In November of 2019, YouTube made some platform-shaking changes that affected every single YouTube channel. Suddenly, every creator and publisher had to acknowledge whether their library of videos was made for kids or not. If you are completely out of the loop on all of this, you can check out our previous FTC and COPPA videos, which will bring you completely up to speed, except for this point about made for kids. This is very much a grey area of the ruling, so we thought we'd investigate it further to educate you. Part of the announcement was confirmation of the type of video content that YouTube considers made for and consumed by children under 13. Creators are now asked to indicate whether their channel or videos are subject to the following guidelines. Although there are many channels who are publishing content that's not necessarily created directly for a young audience, those videos are still being watched by a younger audience. That's a fine line that millions of channels are now struggling with. One thing we do know for sure is that the kind of content that clearly does fall within the new guidelines, so let's take a look at each of these 7 categories with examples. What is the subject matter of the video? While education is a lifelong pursuit, many of us past the age of 13 know our colours, so wouldn't independently watch a video about that, especially if the learning mode was via the medium of ice cream and soccer balls. Given that this channel is called Kids Camp and the topic is learning the names of different colours, this is a perfect example of an educational video made especially for younger children. Whether children are your intended audience for the video. While many of us will carry our love of fairy tales and other bedtime stories into adulthood, the vast majority of this content on YouTube is aimed at young children. This video from the Fairy Tales and Stories for Kids YouTube channel uses simple animation to tell the story of Rapunzel and is also clearly labelled as kid-focused content. Hello, I'm Rob and welcome to vidIQ, the YouTube tool and channel that educates you on your YouTube journey. If you are finding this video useful and you want more YouTube tips, tricks and advice just like this, then make sure to subscribe to vidIQ and do this so that you're the first to be notified when we release brand new content. School is already in session, so let's get back to that list of content made for kids. Whether the video includes child actors or models. While this one can be a little trickier, there are lots of TV and movie content on YouTube that includes child actors, for example. Children themselves are often the main focus of a video clip, and that's the new COPPA rules that they are picking up on. Children like to watch other children pretend play or act out stories that they can either join along with or watch passively. We went for the very clear example of a child in front of a camera with the ubiquitous Ryan from Ryan's World and other franchises. Ryan has always been the main focus of any video his channel publishes, so this is a slam dunk example of the use of a child in the content. And note that the comments have been disabled, which is one of the features you do lose if the content is made for kids. Whether the video includes characters, celebrities or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures. Kids content on YouTube is one of the top 10 most popular verticals, and we've seen hundreds of thousands of channels launch over the past few years that have leveraged the interest in the topic. With pretend play, unboxing and even slime videos using characters, celebrities or toys that appeal to children generating millions of views, it's easy to see why YouTube has confirmed this type of content falls squarely in the made for kids content category. Whether the language of the video is intended for children to understand. Did you know that some American children are allegedly developing British accents after watching Peppa Pig? Whether that's true or not, we know that the language used in the Peppa Pig videos is absolutely intended for children to understand. Think about whether your own videos do if you're unsure whether they should be classed as made specifically for children or not. Whether the video includes activities that appeal to children. Of course, we were always going to include Baby Shark as an example somewhere, and it actually perfectly illustrates the concept of including activities that appeal to children. Now, repeat after me. vidIQ, Q, 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 vidIQ, Q, 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 vidIQ, Q, 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 vid. Whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems that appeal to children. Nursery rhyme videos are the perfect storm of content that appeals to young kids. With their bouncy mix of music and colourful images, it's hard to imagine a genre that appeals to children more. Now, we're not saying that the longer form clips of this type of content have been used to entertain kids for hours on end, but we're not saying that they haven't been either. YouTube and the FTC know that babies and toddlers are lapping this kind of stuff up, which is why it's been excluded from the new rules around data collection. From nursery rhymes for babies, to language education for toddlers, to children's story time, to Ryan's toy reviews, we can be pretty safe that all of this content is aimed at children, since it is for the 0 to 10 years old demographic. The grey area starts when you get into video game territory and content that is for a mixed audience, where both children and adults may watch the content. I'm almost certain that we will revisit this topic once again as the story evolves through 2020, so make sure to subscribe to vidIQ. Smash the like, smash the like, smash the like, smash the like, pillow.